What is going on? Yeah, haven't made a video for a while, so I thought this would be a good one to do. It's probably going to be boring, but yeah, thought it'd be interesting to make a video on. So I picked up this Dillon beam scale on eBay for like 32 bucks shipped, used. I don't have a beam scale. Well, I didn't before yesterday, and I've been reloading for what, 7-8 years. So I figured it'd be good to have one. I got this pretty well dialed in, but I did have an issue getting it zeroed, and that issue was this adjustment pawl or leveler or whatever you want to call it right here with this particular pan that came with it had to be totally bottomed out in order for that to read zero. I wasn't really comfortable with that. I mean, I wanted to have some adjustment and wanted to be kind of in the middle of the road. So what I did was put one of my Target stickers on that pan underneath, and that got me to where I could adjust that leveler and get it to where when the pan stopped swinging, it would zero out when this was threaded out a little bit. So I think that'll do for now. My other powder pans that I have are too light for this thing to even come close to zeroing. So I'm kind of gonna have to use this one. This scale weighs this pan weighs 155 grains. And my other scale, or my other pans were like 75 or something like that. The one that came with my RCBS Charge Master Light, that one weighs 75. And this one doesn't really sit perfectly in that little cup area. So I'm gonna have to just kind of deal with that. But let's throw some charges and see how close these are to each other. So there's my Charge Master Light. I got some 4064 in there, just a little bit of it, and we're gonna go 42.7. We're gonna throw the charge. I already calibrated the digital scale off camera. So let's adjust this scale to 42. 5, 6, 7. See how close they are to each other. The charge just finished weighing. All right, moment of truth. Wait for it to level out. Looks like it's a little light. Let's see what 42.6 says on the dial indicator. So yep, it's about 0.1 grain off. That's what I ran into with a bullet I was measuring last night. Let's try that again. I'm gonna dump this charge back into my Charge Master. Zero the Charge Master again, just because. So the Charge Master is throwing 0.1 grains light according to the beam scale. I don't know which one's right, and I don't really care. My main goal is to have these reading the same. That would be a perfect world, so that if my Charge Master takes a crap, I can have the beam scale and I know that they're accurate to each other. I don't really care if this charge is really 42.7 grains, as long as both of my scales indicate that it is, and that's what I reload off of, that's fine. So there's 42.7 again. Let's move this where it needs to be. Let's just double check. 42.7. Looks like it's about 0.1 grains light again. Move this to 42.6. That's still a hair light. I mean, it's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty much right on. So, as far as calibration or adjustment goes, I mean, there's not really a whole lot I can do on my end to make these both read the same as far as I know, but I'm not a scale expert, so let's see what 42.5 does. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 42.5. You know what, let's test that theory and see. So if I throw 41 grains on the Charge Master, it should be 40.9 on the beam scale, right? Let's see, 40.9. So I'm just gonna try make that assumption right off the bat. So we'll throw 41 from the Charge Master, and then it should be 40.9 on the beam scale. Wait for it to get done. Yeah, I don't know if that's the pan that came with this scale originally, the one that I got. Yeah, couldn't tell you. I bought this used, so who knows. But it's not like I can just go buy a different pan and have it, you know, work with the scale. It would have to be a specific weight in order to get this to zero out. I'm not really sure what the weight range is. All right, let's see if 40.9 is accurate. $41. Oh, other way, dummy. 40.8 on the beam scale. So the beam scale says 40.8. Put this back on the Charge Master just to double check. Charge Master says 41, so now we're 0.2 grains off. Yep, 40.8. Interesting. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts? Let's try 30 grains. Or 32 grains. So that would be right there. 32, move that to 0. I know it was probably super boring, but shouldn't be too much longer. I'll wrap this up. So we'll see if I have to change the scale to 31.9 in order to zero it out. And it looks like I'm gonna have to. 31.9. That's pretty close. So yeah, my beam scale is reading 0.1 grains lower than my Charge Master, so I can either, I guess, like I said, there's not really a whole lot I can do. I'll just have to make a mental note of that. I'll have to write minus 0.1 grain, or put a sticker on the scale so I don't forget that. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you do when you run into something like this? Drop something in the comments. Yeah, let me know. Like I said, 0.1 grains, I probably won't worry that much about it. I never load near max, so Yeah, 0.1 grains is close enough, I suppose. Like I said, this is kind of only for a power outage or, you know, situation like that, or if my charge master craps out on me, I at least have something I can use. I also have 3 of those Wahoo scales, but they're not the originals. They're the ones that, here, let's use one. Hell, why not? Make this video longer. Why not? So that was 32 grains. We'll zero the Wahoo. All right, so that's zeroed. Like I said, I just grabbed a random one. I don't know which Wahoo scale that is. Looks like I used it for high-tech coating because there's high-tech powder on it. Yeah, let's just compare all 3. The charge master will say 32, the beam scale will say 31.9, and the Wahoo will say question mark. No, I suppose it's not the Wahoo. I think these are Hom Geek or whatever the brand was that they switched over to. All right, so the charge master says 32.0. Beam scale, I have it set to 31.9. Yep. So what does the Wahoo say that I haven't touched in 2 years? I don't know if you can see that. 32.06. All right, so my beam scale is 0.1 grains off, according to these other 2 digital ones. Interesting. All right, I'll wrap this up. This is boring. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a good one.